Hello everybody and welcome on board this Quicksilver 530 Pilot House for a good look around her cockpit and her interior in glorious virtual reality. So what does that mean to you? Well, that means all you need to do is click and drag or swipe and drag your screen up, down, left or right, and you can look where you like, when you like. And we hope that this really great feature allows you to feel what it's like to be on this boat before you even get here. How cool is that? Now when I move the camera, some people are sensitive to the movement, so I will let you know when I'm going to move it, and once the camera is safely back down I will let you know again and you can return to the tour with me. But let's hope that doesn't happen. So here we are on quite a windy Brighton morning, and as you can see we're sitting in the cockpit. So we've got the cockpit here, a forward lower cockpit there, or the helm, and a downstairs. But let's have a little look around here now. Obviously dominating the cockpit is the engine well, with the engine sitting in it. So we have an 80 horsepower Mercury 4-stroke EFI sitting there waiting to take you places at high speed, which is lovely. And that's backed up by the 3.5 horsepower Mercury auxiliary engine, which is just perched on the port quarter there, out of the water, ready for use to keep your head to sea or maybe give you a little bit of headway should anything happen to this one, but let's hope it doesn't. Lovely to have there, and I'd always recommend that for this kind of boat, or most boats, if you can squeeze one on. Anyway, just forward of the auxiliary outboard, we've got a nice locker here on the port quarter, so there's a battery in there, we've got the main isolator, room for a few more bits and pieces too. And then over on the starboard side we've got a nice reasonably wide companionway that opens up and closes just to give you a bit of protection from a following sea. But once it's open we have a swim ladder the other side, so we've got access and egress from the back of the boat, which is really good news. If you're into a bit of swimming, we just need to make sure the engine's turned off and out of gear before you do anything. Now once you're inside you've got a nice wide spacious cockpit. There's room for four in here, I think, to sit to lounge around in comfort. There's a step up to the starboard side there, there's a step up to the port side here via this this bench seat that I'm sitting on here. We've got room for a couple of people here, perhaps room for a person there, but generally speaking plenty of room, good space for two people for fishing. We've got a rod holder port side, we've got a rod holder starboard side as well, so all looking good. Now underneath the cockpit sole, if I can open it up, there we go, nice lockable compartment, lifts up, and beneath there you've got the main tank. We've got some spare tanks there as well, hose pipes, boat hooks, all the things you'd expect. Probably about just over a foot deep, I should think, so a little bit more room in there for things like fenders, etc., but whatever you may like to put in there. So let's close the door on that, there we go, and we'll take a little look more forward, shall we? So you're sitting under the shelter here, so if I just stand out of the way, great headroom here. I'm 5'9", so that's well over 6 feet there, and you're sitting on the part of the moulding that the helm is on, and I'll move you in a moment so you get a better view, but you've got a really nice way of getting in and out over this dwarf bulkhead here, down a couple of steps into what's a really nice and cosy sort of wheelhouse, which I'll pick the camera up now and transport you forwards just so you can get a better view of it. And what I'll do is just drop down the companionway lid there, and there we go. So now you're safely back down. I'll take a step back again and you can have a look around. So as you can see, great, loads of headroom here, even more down there where we've gone down a couple of steps. Really lovely window that wraps all the way around, so in here from a shoulder forwards you're sheltered from prevailing winds and rain, etc. We've got a roof too, we've got a nice hatch here that doesn't open, but it does let lots and lots of light through, keeps that feeling of bright lightness down here. And also we've got the handholds here and here, which we can use to steady ourselves here, or if we're going down the side deck then we've got something to hold on to as we pass through as well. Really nice design. And this overhang here does overhang about almost halfway back to the cockpit as well, so you are getting really nice solid shelter from it, I think. Very nice. Now the helm seat does swivel back here. We've got access to the fire extinguisher locker beneath. It does also fold forward like that, and generally speaking looks very nice and comfortable. And once we're in, we've got great access for the up and down, for the forward and aft and the throttle, etc. here. We've got the VHF radio down here, little stowage for your maybe your phone, etc. here. We've got wheel steering, the engine start-stop, engine speed, boat speed, and a small electrical panel there on the bulkhead right in front of you. Really nice and easy to get to, and then backed up by the compass there to tell us where we are, hopefully where we're going. Also, if you have a first mate with you, we've got another seat here which lifts up. If I just move out of the way, little seat here that lifts up, and that's room there for somebody to perch slightly higher up, so really good for watch keeping. But generally speaking, I really like this cockpit. It's all nice and basic, but it's well moulded. We've got radii everywhere as well, so nice and easy to clean, and I think she could be a really good prospect for some fun on the sea, or some really good fishing for friends or family, etc. Right then, let's pick you up, and I'll just lift up the cover to the companionway, and we'll take you downstairs, up down below, and I'll place you just there, so you'll port forward, I'm starboard aft of the companion of the saloon. Now, just I did peel this back down for you to have a look at. You can see in here we've got access to electrics and the back of the steering assembly, etc. That just puts away nice and easily. And generally speaking, Spartan and basic down here, but that's what you expect because you're only going to be spending overnight or a weekend on this boat, generally speaking. We can see that we've got here, we've got probably, I'm 5'9", there's a good inch or two there above me, but it does slope down as we go forward, but that's okay because you're only ever going to be your head end down here or your head end down this end, and basically you're going to be sleeping or having that cup of tea after a long day's fishing. Now the cushions on this boat look to me like they're probably new. We've got covers on the top. I'm not sure if they just come off and take off, or if they're supposed to stay there, but they look in good condition. Underneath here, this is an infill. I suspect this is a compartment here for a porta potty if you wanted. The deck head and the bulkheads are all bare, so nice and easy to clean. Got a nice long shelf along the forward side of the bulkhead there, a hatch here to let light and air in when you're in there. Just here you can see we've got the cockpit table, which has been stowed down here as well, and we have some shelves in the port aft quarter there to stow all your bits and pieces on. But generally speaking, for a boat of this type, I think it does exactly what it says on the tin. So let's pick you up again, and we'll just finish off by taking you back outside. I'll place you in a different part of the cockpit, there we go, and we'll sum up by saying this has been Tim from Boatshed Yacht Brokers, taking you for a tour around this Quicksilver 530 pilot house. Thanks for joining us. Do look at our other reviews on our Boatshed Yacht Brokers YouTube channel. We've got reviews from the tiniest little fishing boat to the largest whacking great big boats in Brighton Marina. Anyway, thanks for watching, take care.